skills and how to actually show a potential company that your skills matter to that company and the position you're applying for. This is something that is especially valuable if you are moving from academia to industry, from the public sector to the private sector, or even from one country to another, because a lot of the time, the things we do, the things we work with, are the same, whether it's in one country or another, in one industry or another. It's just called different things. We're just talking about it in a different way. So we're going to dive into that today. If you don't know me already, my name is Diana Lund Nostrom, and I am working in my own company as a career consultant for international academics looking for jobs and career advancements in Denmark. So let's look at the transferable skills part. So basically, we want to look at having a skill. We have, first of all, write out your skills. Write out all of the things you know how to do, all of the tasks you've had. What are the skills? Then look at, let's say you've been in academia. Then look at, and you want to go into industry. Then look at, from all of the skills you had, start looking at job posts and look at, do they call these skills the same thing? And it's not necessarily that you know what it's called, which can be the issue, right? But do they use the terminology that you use right now? If they don't, then it's time to do research, right? So when you look at your skills and there's no match, then you need to kind of dive into, well, first of all, one of the things I very much would do myself first would be use ChatGPT or any other AI language model, whatever program, to help you, to kind of ask it to like help you and see, you would call a skill this and this, coming from academia or coming from another country or wherever it is. What would that be called? What would that skill set be called? What would the terminology for it be in industry or in the public sector, in the private sector, and see what comes up. And then based on that, you do another search in active or archived job descriptions and see if it matches. However, it can be hard. And I'm not gonna say it's not, because it can be really hard. But a really good way to actually do it, which also is super nice and important in Denmark, and is to do it through networking, right? So test out with people working where you want to work and have a chat with them. So we have coffee meetings in Denmark, super important. We love coffee meetings. We love asking people about what they do, their industry, their company, their career path. And usually people also like to talk about it. So what you want to do, if you want to kind of figure out and do this research about your transferable skills, you'll go in and you'll find someone who works in the kind of position that you would like to work in. Let's say that you would like to work in project management in the pharma industry. Then, and you've done research on, I don't know, cancer cells or something in your previous job in a university, for example. Then you would go to LinkedIn and you would try and find people who work in a pharma company as did I say project manager? I think I did. Let's go with project manager. You'll search for people who work in the pharma industry. So all of the companies in Denmark, that would be like Lundbeck, Novo Nordisk, not a very good company right now in terms of they're firing everybody. Not everybody, but there's some issues right there. But look at all of these, Leo Pharma, all of the pharma industries, put them into your search on LinkedIn, and then you search for project managers. And then you go in and you look at, okay, so who here, am I connected with any of them already? If not, who am I second connection to? And then start kind of doing the research of who is in a similar job to what you would like to be in. Already there, first step, because then you can look at their LinkedIn profiles. This is amazing about the internet, by the way. You don't necessarily have to speak with people. You can just do the research. Here you're getting a peek into their CVs, basically, where you can see like, okay, so this is how they like write it. But if you want to do even better and do even more research on it, what you'll do is you'll start reaching out to these people. You'll write them a message and say something along the lines of, hey, I see you have an amazing career, or it looks like you have an amazing career as a project manager within pharma. I'm looking to pivot into that area, and I would love to know more about like, how does it work in industry? Would you maybe have 30 minutes for a cup of coffee? I would love to like pick your brain. You can be that direct, or you can slowly build a relationship, connect with them, kind of get on their radar first. But in general, most Danes are actually, if they have time, pretty nice in terms of saying yes to coffee meetings and share their knowledge. The important part is not. Where does it match, right? At what level can we find the same skill? Well, in this case, both of the things, both the copywriting and the technical writing, are both writing skills. So that means that when you're then writing your material, even though you don't necessarily have the specific skill set in technical writing, then you can at least say, well, I do have the skill set for writing, and I'm really good at that because I've done copywriting for X amount of time. So sometimes it's also about, when you shift into another field, it's about finding where it matches, right? So there's two things to the transferable skills part. in my opinion. So one is kind of the terminology, how do we speak about this, how do we do this in different areas, and then the other thing is like the match of the skill. So it might not match 100%, but then it's about figuring out where does it match, like what is the skill that we can match it with, so that's what we speak into in our application material. I hope that makes sense. This video, and I'm gonna turn my head right over here because I need to see. Okay, so this live is part of a 30-day challenge. I've set myself to go live every day and give you guys job search advice focused on Denmark. And I've previously talked about, what have I talked about? Myths about job search in Denmark. I've talked about networking. I've talked about the value of knowing your values. And tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the 3 most important things on your CV. So if that's of interest, then jump on when I'm live. I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking it's going to be in the afternoon, around 4 o'clock Danish time. So jump on there. And otherwise, you can always look at the replay, of course. And if you're on the replay for this video, then feel free to ask questions in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. So that is it for now. Have an amazing evening, day, whenever you're watching this. Take care. Bye.